Hey, everybody, what? 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 Started speaking in tongues.
Hey, everybody, that was good. That was
What? What in the world?
Hey, everybody.
I thought of two words and my mouth blended at the same exact time. Okay. Thank y'all for listening to Tinfoil Testament. If you would like to, go follow us and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, all the other places where you can listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening.
Did you say they made a space jelly over last week?
What?
Yeah, they made one.
They made a space. You didn't. I'm not kidding. By the way,
Made it.
Who did?
I think it was
NASA?
space. I think it was SpaceX. They did a launch for satellite. I think it was SpaceX.
They made a space jelly. It looks exactly how you were describing it.
It's almost like conspiracies are fact.
No, we believed you about the space jellies the whole time.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, there's a guy that on YouTube that I watch who does not specialize in space stuff like that per se, but I like
Tim Pool.
no, he talks about like just general stuff that's going on in the solar system and like on Earth, and talks about earthquakes and storms and like how the sun's stuff affects things, and he just randomly started streaming a few days ago. I didn't watch the stream, but I saw it later, where he's like, I just saw on Twitter they're going to be launching and there's going to be a space jelly. It's like he drove to where the best view was going to be to see it, and there's other people just hanging out there, and he's like, none of them know what's happening. And right when it started, they all go, whoa, and he goes, yeah, that's why I'm here, to see this.
the future is now, old man. Clones are going to replace everyone.
In 1908, the largest explosion in recorded history happened over Siberia. No crater, no debris, no explanation.
Everybody's seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but do you know what happened at Tortuga? Davy Jones did one time, and once upon a time, so did Blackbeard. Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Testament. I am here with my two friends. We're still three friends in a four-sided room. Here with Jeremy.
Yep.
Andres.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a little while for us and for you guys because we've missed a week, right?
Yeah,
At
we
this point.
missed a week.
Yep. Sorry about that. Technical issues outside of the podcast happened last week. So
And by technical issues, he means Vandy ditched us again, and our replacement decided to let their car have problems on the way here to record.
his wife did.
My wife.
No. The guest.
You pointed at me.
The guest
I was like,
wife.
that's not my wife. That's my sister.
Your sister, his wife.
Not.
Not my wife.
They
Stop
can't.
pointing. Stop pointing.
Your sister.
Yeah, they had car problems literally on the way here and couldn't make it, and so we had to.
I had to meet him over there. Help him out.
Tyler said it was Jessica that took the the coolant out of the car.
So
She siphoned it, huffed it.
we didn't get to record last week.
Yep. But Andrew's got a doozy for us today.
Oh boy, do I! We're just gonna jump right into it, huh?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the scientists?
Yeah, I was gonna just
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
say.
Do it update.
Okay.
So
More scientists.
2
dead.
weeks. 2 weeks from 2 weeks ago, we talked about the missing scientist. It was up to 8, correct?
Yes.
It's almost doubled since then. Now we're at 15, and there are scientists that are still studying in the same category, roughly. So propulsion, anti-gravity research, and UFO researchers. There was one scientist that was even on Ancient Aliens.
Yep.
That he specifically said, I am not suicidal. Do not believe anybody that says I committed suicide. And what did they say? He committed suicide. So, and that was like literally the day before or 2 days before He went on live and said that. So
Yeah. I knew who that guy was, and I mean, I didn't know him personally, but
yeah, you knew his name.
I knew him from Ancient Aliens.
And then the numbers 14 and 15, they were a father and son that had died in a plane crash, along with their family, also family members. I don't know exactly who all was on there, but I know it was pretty much the whole family that was wiped out, which is terrible.
By the way, I don't remember if you mentioned this. You might have. But I went and listened to the interview with what's his face?
Who? Say his name.
Say his name.
Say my
I can't think of his name. It just completely left me. But the guy from Congress that you talked about,
Tim Burchett.
The one I thought was April Fool's joke. I was he did it the day before April Fool's, and you started talking about it, and I was like, it came out April Fool's.
Oh,
I get his name. I had his name, and then completely gone. and now I can picture his face, but I cannot think of his name.
he's an ex-representative from Florida.
Yes. Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz.
I listened to that interview, and I don't remember if you missaid this or not. Maybe you did, and that's why you brought it in to the discussion. But he talked about the missing scientists.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Within that same interview of him saying
he brought up the missing scientists.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to ask Andrew if he knew about that.
No, I didn't know that.
Because I couldn't remember.
The only clips that I was seeing in that interview was the ones around the aliens.
Yeah, I didn't listen to this whole thing. I found to the part where they started talking about that, but I listened to the whole segment of them talking about it. And, yeah.
That's crazy.
It was interesting.
Yeah, so it's all... My theory, I think, is still correct, that theory 1, it's a foreign government. Theory 2, it is our own government that are doing black box projects, meaning that nobody can know where they're at, who they are. They're basically dead. And those that refuse are dead.
Yeah.
Because once they bring up that information to them, it's either a yes or you're going to die, because we can't.
Because you know too much, and we can't risk you.
But at the same time, I also heard somebody say, well, sure, but wouldn't they just kidnap the person to begin with if they refuse because you didn't know? Oh, yeah, but it'd be harder on them on the long term, like on the government, keeping them in a prison, and they can still talk. So I think it's you join or you die situation.
Yeah, it's alarming, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
What do you guys do if government says, Andrew, we need you have these specific skills? You don't come, you die.
There's no skill that the government needs.
I'm just saying, what's your
You're
reaction?
good at hunting.
You're good at shooting deer in the heart.
There's much better people at that.
You're good at seeing police cars disappear.
You're the only one who saw our police car disappear.
We've been having this guy do this for years, and the only one to ever see it is you.
I promise it happened. No one believes me. So anyway, that's my little update. I'm not going to go into all of it and everybody's names.
Yeah.
But 15 so far. And which is crazy how fast that spiked up.
Yeah.
Once that information got in the news, which is weird too. So makes me think that, okay, we got to speed up our schedule here and get this project done. I don't know.
It's not good.
Not good at all. So, clones.
Colognes. I like wearing cologne sometimes.
Yep. You want to talk about it?
What brand?
Toomey. Continuum. Sounds like a made up thing that I just made up right now.
I hate cologne commercials.
Yes, they're so stupid.
I hate cologne commercials, perfume commercials.
Have y'all seen the one with Adam Driver that they edited to be like the Jedi, and he's
What?
running Jedi horse or something like that.
Oh,
No.
I have to show you later. It's funny.
oh man.
Clones, as in like clone troopers.
Yeah, Clones is an Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, ladies and gentlemen. So I saw this a few weeks ago and haven't gotten around to
Like a real clone?
talking about
The
it.
movie.
Oh.
So, of course, cloning, not a new topic at all.
Is it legal?
With animals, yes.
Dolly.
With humans,
With Jim Carrey, they did it.
We're not going to go back to that.
I mean, the first clone was a cloned sheep.
Yep.
Back in the 90s. I don't know the exact year, but it was in the 90s. So it's not new technology, but in the span of our lifetime, yeah, it's still pretty crazy. But this is wild.
Wild cloning.
So this article came out in March 2026. So there is a company called R3 Bio in Richmond, California. And they have suddenly shared details about its work within the last week. The last week meaning March. This is from an article, I should say, from MIT Technology Review. So it's not like conspiracy or anything. This is MIT. So they shared details about work last week, meaning in March, saying it had raised money to create non-sentient monkey, quote, in quotes, organ sacs as an alternative to animal testing. Oh, you pulled up the article right there.
Yeah.
Wow. In an interview with Wired, R3 listed 3 investors: billionaire Tim Draper, the Singapore-based fund Immortal Dragons, and life extension investigators Long Game Ventures. But there is more to the story, it says. R3 doesn't want that story told. Well, you know what? Since I'm reading this, I better say who wrote it.
Why?
By
Copyright
Antonio
issues and stuff.
No, I thought you.
Regalado.
It's by Antonio Regalado.
Yeah, sure.
So, but there is more to the story, and R3 doesn't want that story told. MIT Technology Review discovered that the stealth startup's fundraiser, John, how would you say that name?
Scroll down. Let us see it, Vandy. John
is right. Third. Whoa. Go down. Right there. John.
Schlowendorn.
Yeah, Schlowendorn.
Schlowendorn.
John Schlowendorn. Yeah. If that's what you want to call him. Also pitched a startling medically graphic and ethically charged vision for what he calls brainless clones to serve the role as backup human bodies.
So he's just trying to get to immortality.
Yeah. So what they're saying is that they're going to have enough of the brain stem, just enough of the brain itself to be able to keep the body alive, but have a full human torso cloned.
This is like Futurama, where they get all the heads.
This is exactly like the 2005 movie that I watched on TV as a kid, and I never forgot it, and I looked it up.
Uh-oh.
It is called, hold on.
Spy Kids.
Attack of the Clones. Jeremy was right.
True.
It is called
The Island.
The Island. Yes, that's what it's called. Okay, It's literally exactly to the point to the script of the movie called The Island. In The Island, it is a bunch of people walking around living in a storm shelter.
In
And
2019.
they say that nobody can leave because there was a nuclear war outside. And
It's like Fallout.
yeah, and every now and then, I forgot the exact thing, but every now and then there's somebody that's able to leave to go and test and see if it is survivable. I believe that's how it goes. If not, whatever. But
Are they just
Spoilers,
beaming them
by the
up?
in reality,
Spoilers for the island.
those people that go out to see if it's survivable, if that's how it goes, I forgot. But those people go because they die for organ harvesting for rich
okay.
people.
Yeah.
The rich people clone themselves, and
So
the clones are in a facility.
Yeah.
And whenever the person gets old, they harvest the organs from the people.
Okay.
It's legit like
So
that.
they're sentient in the facility.
Yeah, they're just people walking around.
Wow.
But in the movie, the two main characters, they bust out and they try to tell the world what's going on because they think it's unethical, obviously. But everybody that they tell, they're like, yeah, and that's what we do around here. And so they're just hunted down. And
Interesting.
the last time I saw the movie was literally as a kid, and I remember this much of it.
I want to go back and watch it now.
I've never seen it. I don't think this is what you said happens, but it'd be interesting if it was like the rich people cloned themselves. It's like the people that when they died, it was
It was
because
back in
their
their body.
original clone,
Yeah.
like the original person was dying and they needed their body to put their brain into.
Yeah. But this article also talks about having human trials with medication
Oof.
on these clones that are just barely live. Like the chicken that got its head cut off and lived for months because just enough of the brainstem was there.
Yeah.
That's literally what these clones are. So obviously this brings in a ton of ethical and moral issues of should we do this?
Okay, do you think it's ethical?
No, it's weird. No.
I think they're hiding behind the whole
I
premise.
think it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that it's unethical. I think it's way too much because sure, it might not be living necessarily because it's not conscious or anything like that.
just to play devil's advocate. What's the
But
difference
man,
between 3D printing an organ and growing it?
well, 3D, it's, I don't know, man. 3D printing is obviously different technology and how it's done. But growing it from a petri dish is a little bit different. And they've been doing that, growing single organs for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And they've been testing it out here and there and stuff.
Now they just want a full blown clone. So somebody gets in a car wreck or something, we got a body, just pull it off.
Yeah. You want a new arm? Here's the clone.
Dude, that's so
it's-
crazy.
It sounds convenient, I should say, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Are either one of you guys donors?
I am.
I am.
I'm going to take my name off the donor list.
No, don't do that.
I am.
Yeah, I don't remember if I have or haven't, or if I am. But if I am, I need to remove it because when I find out what they actually do,
Yes.
It's awesome.
What they actually
No.
do, you are more likely to be killed in the hospital if you have a donor card.
Yeah, I know.
So there's all kinds of horror stories of thousands of people that are purposely killed or that they go in for the organ harvesting while they're still alive
I'll risk it.
because they have their donor card. They tell the family he's dead. I mean, there's testimonial of nurses and
Yeah.
doctors and stuff. I mean, it's insane because there's such a high list.
But if I am dead and I can help save somebody's life, I guess, yeah.
yeah. But they
Well, yeah,
also
but
they
that's-
also don't even guarantee that's where your organs are going to go. In
Well,
fact,
yeah.
most of the time, the organs don't go to anything helpful. They go to
I did hear horror
stuff that you wouldn't approve
Yeah.
of.
I did hear a horror story of somebody who went into like the human anatomy thing where they show body parts, like actual body parts. And it was her
classes.
son that had died.
Oof.
And she found out, I guess, somehow by reading the little card at the bottom because it would say whose name it is. And she's like, we never donated. He wasn't a donor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
So did they, in that situation, did they cremate their son or
No, I don't remember
or
the
did
exact
they
story.
say that is, if it was an accident,
He was supposed
that
to
his
be
body-
buried. But it was a gruesome accident. I think
So
it
it
showed
was a
like
closed casket funeral
Yeah.
type. Mm.
if I'm remembering it correctly, they had
Spend
parts of
tens
like
of
his
thousands of dollars on a casket for
Yeah.
nothing.
I think he was in a car wreck or something like that, and they had like his upper torso where it would because they don't just show the full body; they'll take out like here's the lungs and stuff like that, and just
Yeah.
show that.
There,
It's just crazy.
I have watched videos of a doctor with cadavers
Yeah,
going through anatomy and stuff like that. But there was also a horror story of a man. His mother wanted her body donated to science, and everybody agreed to it. I was like, okay, that's great. It'll be good. I forgot the details, but come to find out, her body was used with the U.S. government for bomb testing.
Yep.
So
oh my gosh.
he sued, didn't he?
Yeah.
He sued.
And he lost.
Yeah.
It's
Because
for science
it is-
quotations.
It is technically for science, but I mean, still, like,
Like, go to try to cure something, not see how it gets destroyed.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, that's why they'll kill you to get your organs, and then they also use them for whatever they want, and it's usually not to help somebody.
This kind of harkens back to one of the earlier episodes that we had where I think it was either me or you that covered the it was the cover up of the government stealing body parts and babies and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it was something you talked about.
they're just crazy.
I also want to say that us saying this, particularly me and Andrew, from my perspective, is not to say that organ donation is a bad thing. And so if you're someone who's like, hey, don't discourage people from doing this because of the benefits, I would counter that with encourage our lawmakers and the people doing these things to do what they're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
then there's no problem with it.
Yeah.
The
So-
issue is not donating organs. The issue is that the way it's handled is
Yeah.
grossly negligent.
So to get back to the article, it
Or
says
worse.
the fuller context of R3's proposal, as well as activities of another stealth startup with related goals, have not previously been reported. They've been kept a secret by a circle of extreme life extensions proponents who fear that their plans for immortality could be derailed by clickbait headlines and public backlash. There's also a medical procedure where old rich people hire young people that have the same blood type as them and have a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
And it does actually work, and it does actually heal the body, which is wild.
Yeah.
Faster than the old blood, their original
'cause
blood.
you're getting everything that young person has overcome, plus all of the benefits that they have
Yeah, I mean
infused.
it's just young blood too. So you get
like that, young blood.
you get young protein cells and stuff, whatever,
Yeah.
to go into there. But I mean, again, it's a bunch of rich people that want to live forever that are doing this, and they're not going to live forever by constantly replacing organs. I mean, that's not.
How long, like, let's say they get to the point that it's perfect. How long would you say somebody lives before they mentally go insane?
Dude, the amount of surgeries that you would have to have over and over and over and over again
Well, it depends.
with not just organs, but also with hip replacements. Your bones
what
are
if it's
starting to
like-
get fragile.
We just put your brain into another body.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if the goal is you have, let's say,
How many lifetimes do you think you could survive? without going insane.
So we'll start when you're like 50. We start a clone of you, so it gives it 20 years because it has to go through whatever. And then when you're 70, put you in that body. Now you have a 20-year-old body.
Yeah, they would have to. A brain transplant would be another level.
And then it's basically like every 50 years you
because
do it again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Assuming you don't die from like a car wreck or something that mangles you.
You'd have to die. You would die from that kind of stuff or like really bad disease.
Yeah.
I would say
but old age.
3
if they
lives,
ever
4
do
lives.
If they ever do a brain transplant, I'd say that's like a one-time deal. Because you think about how complicated that is. I mean, you've got to put the brain on the brain stem for your nervous system to work and everything else. And it's got to be perfect. Because if you put a needle into your brain stem, I mean, it ruins everything. So, or you can go paralyzed in your extremities. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could go wrong.
I think we could get to it.
Stitching it up together and stuff like that, it wouldn't.
I think we could get to it
work
via laser surgeries, just because I've seen some research that they're doing with that, and it's incredibly precise that they can get. But
and you also got to think, Andrew, it'd be you do it once, and then for 50 years you wouldn't have to. In 50 years, they're gonna.
I know,
get better.
But there's scar tissue and everything else too that you got to deal with.
In 50 years.
Yeah, but scar tissue lasts for a lifetime.
That's why we have to.
That's why this is a new lifetime.
Well, I'm saying anyway.
I know what you're saying.
I think give me 4 lifetimes and I'd be like, I'm checked out.
Yeah. So John's key inspiration, his last name that
John Lee,
I couldn't pronounce. A key inspiration for John is a birth defect in which children are born missing most of their cortex hemispheres. He's shown people medical scans of these kids nearly empty skulls, as evidence that a body can live without much of a brain. There's also a man.
I have those guys at my job.
There was also a man that went literally, he was in his 30s or 40s, 50s, something like that. And he was having mild discomfort or whatever. And he got an x-ray of his brain, and 90% of his brain was gone. But he was living a normal life, completely normal life. He had 0 side effects.
Is that what you're talking about right there?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me because everybody's like, you have to have a full brain to properly function. Then you have cases that it's like, no, this guy has 90% gone.
Yeah, look up that guy that I'm talking to you about the guy that 90% of his brain was gone. While you're doing that, I'm going to read this. Medical scans of these kids.
Guy with 900 cars.
These kids' nearly empty skulls as evidence that a body can live without much of a brain. And he's talked about how to grow a clone. Since artificial wombs don't exist yet, brainless bodies can't be grown in a lab. So he said the first batch of brainless clones would have to be carried by women paid to do the job. Surrogates.
Yeah.
In the future, though one brainless clone could give birth to another.
Yeah, so it's jump starting the cycle.
Yes. So this is that scam.
Dude, that is wild.
All that black is brain fluid. All that space.
And he was perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal.
Like, held a job, all that.
Yes.
So every time my boss called me brainless, I'd be like, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What if I am?
It's literally
90%
of his brain's gone.
Dude, that is crazy. For people listening, it is just hollow with like the outer extremities near the skull, and the rest is just brain fluid.
Yeah, I mean that could have been a topic by itself, but
That's crazy.
I don't know how he lives, but all of his motor functions are just fine. So,
Has he ever had a headache?
I imagine he has.
It's just, oh boy.
So, I mean, this is even talking about women using these clones as surrogates. That way they themselves aren't pregnant, which is, again, insane. And I don't know how I feel about surrogates. I know it's a touchy subject, but there is a real chemical connection between mother and child. And to be able to rip that child away from the mother, the woman that carries the child, it really does affect the child and the mother herself. The amount of women that are very depressed afterwards, after being a surrogate,
Yeah, it's staggering.
is very high. Because, I mean, it's a wonderful thing to be a mother and to give birth to a child and then just, give it away. But
Yeah.
there was even a case of two gay men. They were married and they had a woman that was the surrogate.
So they're not gay.
And they found out that their child was going to have Down syndrome, and they told her to have an abortion. And she said, "No, I'm not going to have an abortion." And they said, "You have no right to this child. This child is ours."
See, that's where
And
it
the
muddies
court-
the water.
And the court sided with the gay couple. And she had to get
Of
an
course.
abortion because they demanded it, because they didn't want a child.
She better have gotten paid something.
She was getting paid to be a surrogate.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Where was this?
Probably
I can't-
some California or
I can't
New
remember.
York.
I can't remember exactly, but I
Her
can-
body, her choice, except when it's not.
yeah, there's no logic within
Our
Yeah.
world.
So I think I'm about done, but I mean,
I think it's really hard to.
they've got going to the very beginning of the article. They've got funding to do this with monkeys, with chimps,
Yeah.
and they're going to start, shampoo product testing and so on and so forth, like they do now on animals. But they're going to do that on these monkeys instead. These headless, brainless monkeys. But I guess that they'll still have the same reactions to ones without brains, because why else would they
Yeah.
do any kind of testing? But it's crazy what science is like, that they can clone something to where it doesn't have a head.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a brain.
You're tampering with DNA and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not like they're cutting off a portion of it and only keeping a portion of the brainstem to keep it alive. I mean, they're cloning it with that defect,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
I just had a horrible idea with that. Let's say that it went to the direction of, oh, I'm going to replace my body with that for immortality, for a younger body. Well, then if you have a kid, your kid's going to have no head.
Oof.
Because you're just going to.
Oof. But they're even talking about, I heard this on the news. Oh man, I completely forgot what country it was.
Iraq.
It was a European country. And a guy was saying, I don't know if this is true. I haven't fact checked it. I just saw it from a guy. Okay. So preface that. He was saying that his country's government passed a bill saying that if somebody wants to clone themselves, they can, and they can use their DNA to clone themselves and impregnate themselves with their own DNA.
Isn't that just incest with extra steps?
Kinda. So, I mean, you can be a surrogate for yourself.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's weird.
Yeah. And if a man wants a child, they said that they can use his sperm to have, obviously, a sperm cell,
Yeah.
but also make it into an egg. Change that sperm cell into an egg, and then artificially inseminate it with his own sperm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Get it away from me.
Yeah, so they passed a bill for that, and I forgot what country he was saying.
Sounds like a French thing to do.
I don't know. I know that it was in Europe, though.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
I'm going to say Italy. Because Italy was the first...
it wasn't Italy. I know that for a fact.
Come on, man. Let me have my moment.
I think it was like somewhere like Sweden
Sveden.
or something like that. Something.
Bill passes to... How would you describe it?
Self-clone.
Self-clone.
Self-surrogate.
Italy.
Europe.
Prohibition.
Yeah, that's not it.
Put Europe.
Denmark.
Oh, okay. To
Is it
tackle
Denmark?
Deep fakes?
That's deep fakes. Okay, this ain't even.
I don't know. Either way, it's over there somewhere.
I think it is Denmark though. It's not even close to Sweden, but
It's over across the pond.
it's Europe.
They're getting into
But
weird
that's
stuff.
anyway. That's wild that they convert the sperm into an egg and do all that. So, I mean, science, man is making themselves God.
Yeah.
Look to the right. It's not France.
You were wrong. Italy still might have a chance.
So the next step in science is to create life from nothing.
Yeah.
Literally create life from nothing,
Which we will never do.
Yeah, which we will never do.
I don't think you need hydrogen and oxygen to make life.
No, because they've tried it so many times with their theory that lightning hit a hydrogen hydrogen molecule, and which created the first cell.
Battery.
Yeah, it's
sort of like the cloning thing where the cycle had to be started from outside, which was God.
Yeah.
And he started it, and it reproduced after its own kind, like it says in Genesis.
I'm done. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Tinfoil Testament. We will see you right after these special messages.
Blah, blah, blah.
These messages are special.
Blah, 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 blah,
Special
blah, blah,
messages.
blah. Oh, also, I should say that,
We're not done.
yeah, we're not done. There's been no evidence that R3 has cloned anyone yet, or even an animal.
They keep killing them.
Bigger than a rodent, it says. So they're just talking about it, and they are speculating that they want to do it. They can do it, but they're talking, seeing if it's ethical and all that. So
We're at the point where a rogue scientist is just going to go in there one day and be like, I'm just going to do this.
yeah.
That's what it seems like. It's like we're bumping right up to the edge and like, oh, we're going to hold off.
Going to be mad scientists all
Yeah.
over the world doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
But
Going to clone themselves so they can further their work.
yeah, this is all speculation, what I'm saying, that they're wanting to do and that they have the capabilities of doing it, but they haven't done it yet.
God did it first. He made twins. Identical twins.
Okay, bud. So I'm done. Jeremy, what do you have? Great. Vandy, what do you have? Fantastic.
Whatever Jeremy has.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah. I was going there.
A waffle
Waffle
with
House.
pecans.
Ooh. I'm Bobby Mom.
I'm Bobby
That
Mom.
is stuck in my head now.
It's always been stuck in your head.
In my head, in my head. I don't know the rest of the song.
In my head.
Is it Zombie?
A.
All right, special messages in 3, 2, 1. And we're back.
Jeremy.
German boys.
Today, we're going to talk
Today
about...
I don't feel like doing anything.
Oh, wow. Way to cut me off while I was doing a...
He's doing his bit.
was doing a bit. I don't even know why I was doing it. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Okay, we're going to talk about
All right, today, guys, we're going to talk about
I'm done with you. Get the clone in here.
Burger King
the
foot lettuce.
Tunguska.
Burger King foot lettuce.
We're going to talk about the Tunguska Event.
That's the one with the big hole in the ground
Nope.
or the big hole on the surface.
Nope.
It's cow farm.
I thought that
There's
was
gonna
the
be
one
cows
where
outside.
like there's like almost a perfect circle.
Yeah, but
where
there's no
trees or
but there's no hole or
That is also in Russia that you're speaking of. It's permafrost.
crop circles.
yeah. So in Russia they have a special crop circle, and that's my topic. Okay, Vandy, it's your turn.
They have a special one.
Okay, so the Tunguska Event. Andrew knows it. I don't know if you know it, Vandy. You might.
I know it's a big hole in the ground.
It's not a hole.
No, I know it's like out in the forest, and there's like this big crop dusting
It's not a crop.
crops.
No.
Tell me about it.
Siberia. Siberia. June 30th. 1908.
Ooh, early on.
In the middle of dense forests surrounding the Tunguska River. Nobody really lives there. It's super isolated. Nothing's happening. It's a normal day. Everyone's fine. Everyone's dandy. The few people that are in the general area. And then at 7:17 a.m., something huge explodes in the sky. Well above the ground. 600 miles away, instruments pick it up. The ground is shaking enough to be a magnitude 5 earthquake. 300 miles away, people were hearing it with the like really loud repeated bangs or thunder that doesn't stop. 110 miles away, witnesses said they saw something like a fireball moving fast, crossing the sky in daylight. 40 miles out, the shockwave hits hard enough to knock people off their feet. Windows shatter, furniture is thrown around, people are stunned and knocked out. And then at 20 miles out, the closest where anybody was, or any animals were as well, which it was 7:17 in the morning, so early in the morning, there were some reindeer herders out there, and they were in their tents asleep.
That was Santa Claus.
And, yeah, Santa Claus is out there doing his summer Christmas travels, getting ready for Christmas in July, of course.
Summer Christmas travels.
Yeah, getting ready for Christmas in July.
Okay.
You know, practicing the routes.
That's right.
And when it hits, people get thrown through the air. One older fellow was launched 40 feet straight into a tree.
Oh no, Santa!
Where his arm shattered and he died from his injuries. Yeah, so Santa died getting hit by
A reindeer.
getting thrown into a tree, and hundreds of his reindeer are killed instantly.
Oof, that stinks.
The forest ignites. The trees, though, don't bend or like point away. They stand straighting. Well, the ones in the middle stand straighting up. The ones as it goes out are all falling outward, pointing away from the center. One person said the ground shook while the long, drawn-out roaring filled the air, and everything was covered in smoke and burning debris. And after the sound stopped, the forest kept burning.
Sky trumpets.
People describe seeing fireball coming down at an angle. Coming down at an angle, not straight down, cutting across the sky. And then there was like kind of a small delay where it kind of disappeared, and then boom, explosion. And then following smaller bangs like gunshots. People called it a flying star. And as it got closer to their horizon, it turned into, people described as a pillar of fire. But it was huge. Whatever it was huge. And could be seen from quite a ways away. After the explosion, people further away saw a vertical column rising where it disappeared. Either smoke from the blast itself or from the fires that followed.
How long did the fire burn?
Or
Or was it sort of like
probably
instantaneous?
Probably
Enough to burn down trees. I know that much.
yeah, probably a day or so. Several nights later, across Russia and other parts of Europe, people started reporting strange skies.
Strange
bright
skies.
yeah.
There's only one sky.
Skies.
The blue sky.
There's multiple.
No, this one was bright, colorful sky.
rainbows.
There's
Rainbow across the sky.
there was a
Ruby
faint
rainbow.
illumination at night. It never went fully dark. And something in the atmosphere had clearly changed. At first,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
we will get to that momentarily. I'll ask what you guys think it is momentarily.
Okay.
When I get to the part where I'm going to talk about theories, before I talk about theories, I'll ask what you all think. They don't look into it immediately. The region is pretty much inaccessible, so it was too difficult to really be bothered with them going, and so it just sits there for 2 decades. People, spreading rumors or talking about what they think it is, but there's no one even goes to the site for 20 years.
So that it just gets
Or-
a bunch of lore.
Not 20 years, but
It
until
sounds
the
like
20s.
sounds like they have a bunch of lore. Like, yeah, that thing happened, but we don't go over there.
Pretty much. In 1921, Leonard Kulik
What a name.
decided to go and figure out what it was. He's tasked with finding meteorites that might have landed in Soviet territory. And so as he's preparing, he comes across reports of the Tunguska explosion. And he decides, that's clearly a space rock that hit the ground. I'm going to go get me some of that. So he plans a trip. He first gathers information from the stories and preps on what to do. He gets a detailed account from ethnographer I.M. Solslov, who collected testimony from a family 25 miles from where the blast happened. And they described themselves as being thrown to the ground and knocked unconscious. And when they woke up, the forest was on fire. Children describe it as a storm so intense they could barely stand. So he's like, okay, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to go to where the thing landed. So by March, he reaches Vanavara, which is the last outpost before the wilderness. Because remember, as I said, nobody really lived out here. It was like the only people out there were herders or people who didn't really live in a normal city. It's kind of out in the middle of the forest in the wilderness. So he's at like the last outskirt before you get into the wilderness nobody goes through. He starts asking around questions to people, and nobody wants to talk about it because the people believed the event was the work of Ogdi. I'm probably saying that wrong. A thunder god, and they think the land was cursed.
Makes sense.
So they don't talk about it, and they avoid the area.
He who shall not be named.
So they start going. He has a team. The snow's melting, so he goes forward with his crew. And they start off on horseback, and then they switch to reindeer.
Grandma got run over by reindeer.
They didn't realize that the last guy who tried to keep reindeer got blown up.
His arm shattered. Then they struggle the entire trip. They have infections, they have malnutrition, they suffer exhaustion. But they push through it, and they make it. They reach the river, and then they start seeing. They get to the area where the impact was. The trees were burned top down.
Okay.
So the heat obviously came from the top. As they move in, the pattern becomes clear. Trees are flattened outward in a massive radial pattern pointing away from a central point.
Radio or radial?
Radial. Okay. When they get closer to the center, the trees are no longer falling. They're standing straight up, but they're stripped.
Okay.
So they just look like giant charred poles.
Hence telephone poles.
That's what burnt trees do look like.
What, giant wooden poles? Like
Yes.
giant burned poles?
Yes.
Yeah, but the point is, if there was an impact, they would have all fallen down, is the point.
Yeah.
Not just, they're burned. It's more so like the outer ones have fallen over like you'd expect. When you get to the middle, you'd expect all of them to do that. The ones that were obviously like in the actual crater may not even exist anymore.
Yeah. How many trees were affected again? It was like in the
I don't
hundreds of millions, right?
know. It was a lot, yeah.
It was a lot of them.
So he gets to where he thinks is the center, and he notices there's no crater. Which means nothing landed, which means this was not a meteor.
Was he mad that he didn't get his space rock?
No, now he's interested because he's like, hey, we have a mystery here. But he doesn't have a long time to stay because obviously the trek was harder than they expected it to be. It's been months now at this point, and it's going to be winter soon and get cold, and it's hard to do this. And so they leave. He doesn't get to examine as much, but he does say that he notes the terrain is like waves, as if the ground itself had rippled. But he packs up and they leave, and he comes back in 1929 and then again in 1938 with no real answer. So we're going to have some theories, starting with the early theories and then go into more. But before I go into theories, Andrew, what's your theory?
Well, let me preface.
You got that.
I don't know what it is, but
My theory
Now
is
take a stand.
I don't know.
Come on, Toby.
can I say two or just one?
Depends on how brief you are.
He's got a 45
Both are
minute-
going to be brief. One's going to be longer than the other, but still relatively brief. So one or two?
Up to you, however long you want this to be.
Just say
I'll
'em.
just do the one and then let y'all talk, and then I'll do the other one if you haven't said it. So, first one.
China.
That's wild.
It was the Jews.
The Jews believe. So,
This land was promised to them.
It was the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
the first one is that Nikolai Tesla created a death ray that could pinpoint any area on the earth, and he just so happened to
He just chose that.
press the start button, and boom, death ray right there once he pressed it.
Yeah.
Because the theory is because he was trying to invent and understand wireless energy. wireless
Okay.
electricity, being able to transfer electricity from one station to the other without any cables, without any wires. And with his research, he accidentally created this insane weapon. And there's other details around there that I'm not going to go into because mainly I forget. But that's one theory. And that's it. I have another theory, but I'm going to let y'all talk. Go ahead, Vandy.
Oh. You said 1908, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't have bombs back then that were big enough for this. So I'm going to say
Nuclear bomb?
yeah, or hydrogen bombs or
Yeah.
I want to say it's an asteroid that blew up.
That's what I was going to say the next thing.
Like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Something that blew up where the force of the explosion going down. I don't know why I'm doing hand signals. You guys can't see me right now.
I can see you.
I see dead people.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. But yeah, because he said at the center there's trees that are just burnt poles basically sticking straight up and then the rest were radiating out, right?
Yep.
That's what makes sense to me. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
All right. So,
Tell us what really happened.
well, I'm going to give you the theories
Okay.
that people have had, starting with like the first theory, which might sound familiar to y'all. E.L. Krinov proposes that the object never actually hit the ground and instead exploded midair,
Which is what?
Huzzah!
also known as an airburst, hence no
Airburst.
crater. And it would explain why the trees flattened outward, but the ones near the center remained standing tall.
You gotta understand how massive that meteor had to be.
It's got to be like a
However,
skyscraper.
issue with that is, even then, there would be fragments, and there are no fragments.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. Like, did they circle around the
It's-
area?
No, they've
looking for
since
rocks
they've
or-
since searched.
Okay.
This was after people searched.
So
Okay.
it's not as difficult to get there now.
No,
Okay.
no. So
No, because we got helicopters and planes.
there are no.
In boats.
There's no.
You can't. How are you going to use a boat to get to a forest?
Santa uses a sleigh to go in the sky.
I mean, it's a forest that's along a river, so you boat up the river.
Oh.
Yeah. Then but yeah.
So there's zero evidence of something like that. If there were to be something in the sky that exploded like that, there would still be debris from it that you could find, and there's none.
Okay.
Okay. So Nikola Tesla is the correct answer.
So other people start having theories, and they are a little out there, just a little. Some say it was an alien craft that exploded.
Okay.
Others say it wasn't a crash or an explosion, but a controlled detonation by aliens, a weapon, maybe even a targeted attack there for some reason.
Yeah, a targeted attack against the human race there.
It was against the reindeer.
That works.
They thought the Earth was
that is-
hollow, so they were
that
gonna
is-
punch a hole through it. It didn't work.
That is the event that started global warming.
But
A long-term attack.
one version of this theory says that it was actually supposed to hit St. Petersburg, but that their calculations on how to aim it was off by a degree, and it caused it to be there because
1 degree.
if it was slightly different, it would have hit St. Petersburg, which would have been devastating.
Right. So they're just saying that the aliens would at a specific altitude and go by 1 degree because that's how that
Yeah.
works.
Hold
But
on.
if the alien ship was further or closer, 1 degree would have been off.
Hold on. We got to deal with that. We just leapfrogged that they were there.
Yeah.
So-
The aliens were just
Well,
there.
it's just like, okay, sure. Everybody talks about aliens.
Either they miscalculated or they had plans and they intentionally redirected it. Got cold feet, so to speak.
Beady beady boop. You can't
Then-
kill them.
Then there's this theory. You guys might have heard of this theory.
I don't like it.
Tesla had been working on the Wardenclyffe Tower
Oh, I think we have heard of it.
And he was trying to transmit energy wirelessly across long distances.
He said, "Whoops."
And he may have accidentally or intentionally sent a massive discharge that didn't make it where he wanted it to be, and instead hit Siberia.
Bam.
My bad.
There's a theory that it was a tiny black hole passing through Earth, or a antimatter annihilation.
Okay, the black hole thing, the mini black hole thing passing through Earth, that wouldn't make sense because everything would be gone in that area.
What if?
No.
What if
makes
it was
perfect sense.
a ship that came down and it had to go back up, so it fired its engines and it just burned everything in waves, and then the stuff in the middle just sticks straight up.
Is there
It
any
went up.
radiation? Is it high in radiation?
That was something they also checked, and I think there was some.
There's some in like everything now
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we're getting
there's
so
some in everything.
polluted.
Yeah.
Some say it's gas.
Chronic flatulence.
Oh, like a yes, a natural gas leak that somehow sparked and it blew
But
up.
that doesn't make any sense because they said it's a gas from underground. But if it were from
But
underground,
there's nothing
it would be burned from bottom up, not top to bottom.
unless it was
That
It
crazy
was a-
reverse gas.
very incredible timing of all the natural gas leaking at the exact same time to where there's no natural gas storage underground, and there's just so happened to be a lightning strike at the same time.
A lot of ifs there, buddy.
So
Yes.
that said, that's like all the theories that floated around. And the truth is, I don't think it's ever been 100% confirmed what it was. I don't think
No.
they ever were able to say without a doubt this is it. But there is one answer that pretty much everybody's like, yeah, this is it. And before I say what it is, I have to apologize and say I lied to you fellows.
It's all fake.
It didn't happen. No.
Lying gets you to go to hell.
So what do you guys think the most likely answer is?
Weather
A
balloons.
bomb.
That's right. A meteor exploded in the air.
Oh no.
So which one's more wild? A meteor exploding or Nikola Tesla creating the world's deadliest weapon?
The reason they think that
I was trying to think,
The
and
thought-
he just kept going.
yes,
Your face, man.
yes, because
Yeah, sometimes it does that.
It just went like trying to reboot.
I want to answer the Tesla question, but I want to finish why they think it's a meteor first. Because pretty much after that, I'm done wrapping it up, and then we can just
Okay.
do not banter, but talk about it. But the reason why they think it's meteor is because in 2013, they were able to analyze microscopic samples taken from the site decades ago. So some of the
there
samples that
was
came back,
stuff there.
and yeah, when they were able to examine it on a scale that was impossible back then, they're like, okay, it's just tiny little microscopic chunks that are basically like spread throughout because they're just tiny. You're not going to see them. So
I feel bad for the reindeer farmer. He's probably out there thinking, "Oh, I got it easy. We're just gonna hang out here." The meteor plop. Done.
Bam. Whoa, man. I got really tired just now.
So based on that, pretty sure that is meteor, but it can't be 100% proven because
That's just what the government wants you to think.
So
that
it's
he
basically like sand scattered everywhere.
Yep.
yeah. They didn't think it was anything because it's like this stuff is everywhere. It's been here.
yeah, it's just dirt. Probably is what they.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Meteors, they do explode in atmosphere,
Yeah, it's just this was a huge,
and it didn't explode until right above the surface.
probably like right above the top of the trees.
Yeah.
Do you think he saw anything?
Which
The farmer.
No, he was asleep.
so how
That's
how
worse.
it makes sense of how it explodes in my mind is that there was trapped water or trapped ice inside of the meteor, and then when it heated up, the steam and the pressure built up, and boom, right right before.
Well, you have that. You have gravity pulling it one way, and then you have the atmosphere squeezing it back, and then that just creates pressure.
Yeah,
Go.
that too.
And the heat. So what was your Tesla question?
Which one do you think is more crazy, that a meteor exploded right above there, or that Nikola Tesla created the world's deadliest weapon?
Which one's crazier, Tesla?
Nah,
Yeah, it's got to be Tesla.
Which one's more interesting? Tesla.
I've just heard so many. My brain's numb to a lot of things now because I've heard so many conspiracy theories and so many factual conspiracy theories, things that were
Flat Earth.
theories, and now that they're turning out to be true. And so it's just
Like, they're turning the freaking frogs gay.
yeah, which was a fact.
Yeah.
But when Nikola Tesla died, this is wild too. He died penniless in a hotel room, and he had all of his research with him in the hotel room, all of his files and everything. The FBI, I believe, went into the hotel room, got the majority of those files, and took them.
Yep.
You ever think there's
Now, who was on that team?
the Jews?
One of the members on that team was Donald Trump's uncle.
Thomas Edison.
Like legit, it was Donald
You're
Trump's
saying this like
uncle.
it's fact.
So
What?
It is.
It's fact.
Okay.
it wasn't
What?
Thomas Edison that went in there. That did it.
It was.
No.
It's a fact.
But anyway, so they grabbed all of his research besides a few papers, and I think that they grabbed 80% of the stuff.
You guys ever think the FBI goes in or whoever goes in and they try to take all the research from somebody and they get to looking at it, they're like, he didn't know anything.
Yeah, we came here for this.
Like
Yeah,
this
probably.
guy is nothing.
Probably. But that's just a weird connection. Dude, history is so wild.
They're looking
yeah.
at Tesla's notes like, Fortnite, what is that?
Everybody and everything is connected. Like, it's just
Yeah.
it's insane. I guarantee you that within 3 people connections, like I know somebody, that somebody knows somebody else knows somebody, that I could connect to the president right now.
Well, it's called 7 Degrees from Kevin Bacon.
Bacon.
That's what you got out of that? Bacon.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know
don't
who
you?
you're talking
The
about.
No,
Loose guy.
what I'm talking about.
No.
It's a thing where it's like, it's called 7 Degrees. I think it's 7 Degrees from Kevin Bacon, and it's because it was popular when he was popular. But the idea is like everybody is 7 people or less away from everybody. Like you can take yourself and connect to Kevin Bacon and with 6 people in between or less.
Yep. I believe it.
And it's a case for globally. Like you pick anybody and you can have a connection to them somehow within 7.
Yeah.
Is
That's
the-
why
is the
everybody
theory.
says, "Oh, it's a small world, isn't it?"
And then they go, it's a small
Yeah.
world after all.
And then you have the animatronics going in the Shrek movie.
This is, you don't have to say the name, but right now, think about who is the most powerful person you know.
That I personally know.
Personally know.
Like, as far as
Like-
has their phone number, or
Sure.
they know who I am.
Yeah, that.
That they know who I am.
It's 6, not 7. Sorry.
6,
6, 7. Yeah. I accidentally did it.
you know,
The one that I know, his name is, Scott, and then I won't say his last name, but I know him from work, and he's the one who secured us the deal to have the Christmas tree for the Capitol stay at our dealership. So
for the state capital?
no,
or
like
the country's
country, DC.
He secured the deal for the Christmas tree there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like he put in the bid and everything for it to stop at our dealership when they need to refuel and do all that.
Oh.
So he obviously knows somebody in D.C. So that's 2. I'm getting pretty close to the president right there.
Yeah.
That's how I think you're explaining that goes, right? Jeremy's shaking his head yes.
Yeah, I don't know very many powerful people. So
Come on, you know somebody.
I know people, yeah, but
Oh, you said that
any-
very ominous. I know people.
not very powerful.
You're not that
people.
many steps away from Cory Booker, and Cory Booker probably has.
How many steps away are you from Candace Owens?
I mean, yeah, but they don't know me. I mean, he doesn't know me.
Yeah, but you're 2 steps from him.
I've seen him. I've seen him before, but I haven't ever talked to him.
I had Lee Stone King sign my Bible once. Does that mean I know him? Nope.
No.
I don't know why I roasted myself.
So,
We got to play our game real quick.
yes.
All right. Everybody, you guys know what tinfoil or truth is. If you don't, I read out 2 headlines. In this case, Jeremy gave me a day's notice, so they might not be as good as the ones previously because he couldn't do a bunch of research. But anywho, I got 2 headlines. You guys guess which one's true, which one is false. And next time, Jeremy will share his when Andrew's possibly out.
Yes, sir.
So, are you ready?
No.
Okay.
I hate this. I'm just kidding.
Number 1 is researchers find evidence that mushrooms can remember human faces.
True.
And the second one is scientists have discovered that some trees can, quote, scream ultrasonically when stressed.
True tinfoil.
That mushrooms can remember human faces.
Yes.
Yes.
You said that so confidently.
Sure did.
I want to play poker with this man.
How on God's green earth can they remember human faces?
I don't know.
They have
Foot fungus
no-
remembers people's feet.
Shut up. Tinfoil true.
Trees can scream.
Boom.
Boom. Roasted.
I just wanted to see how you'd react. I was like, I'm just gonna
You
send
made the
it.
face I made when I was rebooted. You're like, what?
Just gonna send it, and it worked apparently.
All right.
I was like, there ain't no way.
All right. This one has to do with security and animals.
Oh, security, like the White House Correspondents' Dinner security?
Sure. First one is airport security finds a live owl hidden in a passenger's carry-on Bible.
Who?
Coming from Russia.
Who?
And the second one is a man was arrested after trying to smuggle 100 live snakes in his pants from Southeast Asia.
That seems legit. Sorry.
I'm gonna say true tinfoil again.
There was a Russian man trying to smuggle an owl. Is that what's the first one?
An owl in his carry-on Bible.
Carry on Bible.
Yeah.
Who? I saw an owl right before I left to come here. He was
Was he smuggled in a Bible?
no, he was over on the tree going, you know.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
Snakes or
Snakes
owls.
on a
Snakes
plane.
on a plane. Or
Tinfoil true. Just because of the snakes on the plane.
the snakes were real.
Ah!
All right, here is number 3. A town in Japan built a giant robot wolf to scare away local bears.
That seems like a Japan thing
I
to
want
do.
that to be true.
Or a village in Norway uses motion-activated troll statues to stop speeding drivers.
That seems like a Norwegian thing to do.
Let me ask the Viper real fast. True tinfoil. It's probably tinfoil true, but true tinfoil.
Whose stomach was that?
I didn't hear
I
it.
didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything?
No,
No.
It wasn't me because I sure didn't feel it.
I didn't even hear
I
it.
didn't hear
I won't
anything.
feel anything.
It went.
It's 1:36 and 30 seconds. So
Okay. I've been good on my guesses so far.
that's the
True
sound I heard.
tinfoil. True tinfoil.
Yes, the Japanese giant robot wolf is true.
Yeah. What did you say?
True tinfoil.
Yeah. That seems like a very Japanese thing to do.
All right.
I know that Poland, they're having those little humanoid robots running around and chase wild boar out of parks.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm right on every
Yeah.
one of them so far.
Scientists say octopuses or octopi may dream based on the colors they change while they are sleeping. Or marine biologists confirm that squids can communicate using tiny electrical shocks similar to Morse code.
Tinfoil true. Yeah, no, I'm changing mine. The octopus one is true. Squid one is tinfoil.
Jeremy,
True tinfoil.
the octopi are right.
Yeah. I had to think about that one for a second.
And here is the last one. Archaeologists find ancient Roman dice that were intentionally made uneven. Or archaeologists found a Roman gambling hall with, quote, no cheating scratched into the wall, written in Roman.
True tinfoil.
Both seem very plausible. Tinfoil true.
The gambling hall was not right. But the dice were made uneven, and that was possibly one of the first uses of loaded dice.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've heard about the cheating Roman dice, but I was like, you know what? The last time I said I heard this, I didn't hear it, so I'm not gonna say that.
Man, that's so annoying. I knew I should have went with my instinct because when you said it was written in Roman, I was like, wait a minute. They never spoke Roman. Roman's not a language.
Exactly.
I was like,
Yeah, they did.
Exactly.
Roman numerals.
that's
maths. Quick maths.
It's letters. They wrote it.
That's numbers.
All right. I'm going to finish us off for the night because it is getting late and I must needs go through Siberia, but I won't say our city. Everybody knows who Captain Jack Sparrow is, right? Demonetized.
Oh.
He's
Possibly.
the greatest pirate.
Don't you say that. Don't. Where's my...
You are perhaps the worst pirate I have ever heard of, but you have heard him.
Yes.
That movie is so quotable.
Dude, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. The first 3 were good. The first one's obviously amazing.
Yes.
Second one's okay. Third one's okay.
That-
The rest of them,
That's like in probably one of my top 3 movies that if I could go back and watch it for the first time, I would. All over again.
The first one?
Yeah. But the reason why I bring that up is because in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, there is a lady named Calypso. You guys remember who that is? I am Calypso.
yeah.
The voodoo witch lady. She has a link, or at least her character has a link to Tortuga. And that sent me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. And I just like pirate lore and themes, and just that subject fascinates me. I don't know about you guys, but as a kid, we used to play pirates and Englishmen, and the Englishmen always used to lose, just like they do in the movies. But Tortuga was a place that, like, every pirate knew about it. There's supposedly still to this day treasure hunters that go to Tortuga and they look for, guess what it is? Treasures. And there's a lot of myth there. Some say that that's where the Kraken was first deemed.
Davy Jones locker.
Yeah, all that stuff kind of stems from there. But first of all, do you guys believe in voodoo magic?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you practice?
Only
Yeah.
on the side.
Oh God.
I don't practice. No, I just wing it.
Whatever
that
happens,
wing
happens.
magic. You got that wing magic?
So Tortuga sits north of Haiti. Everybody knows the Haitians have like this obsession with voodoo magic and just dark religions in general.
Yeah.
So Tortuga was just off the coast of Haiti, and back in the day, it became famous because a lot of, and I want to preface this, not pirates, but buccaneers. Buccaneers are different than pirates.
We are the pirates who don't do anything.
Buccaneers were hunters. They would hunt for their, they were treasure hunters, and they were like skilled hunters of animals. They would bring back skins and all kinds of stuff. And Tortuga was like the place that they would stop because the English and most of the Spanish fleets were scared of the voodoo magic in Haiti. So they would stop there and they would meet up with witch doctors and things like that. And
People are still scared of the voodoo magic in Haiti.
yes, I mean, I personally think it's real. I think that they're contacting dark entities, dark spirits, and I think that stuff is very real. But that's sort of how Tortuga was founded. Now, in the golden age of the pirates, and where Pirates of the Caribbean was kind of trying to portray in that era, where the English were trying to settle the New World and the Spanish were trying to come over to the New World, you had Tortuga that was basically taken over by actual pirates. And they did it and believed in the pirate way of, no honor among thieves and stuff like that, where all that comes from. Literally had a pirate code, and the pirate code is very up for debate on what's in it, because some people say it's everybody for themselves. Other people are like, oh no, there's an actual code. Like if me and Andrew were captains of different ships and he got to the treasure first, it was supposed to be his until we had an open seas fight that was fair.
Bet.
Like there wasn't supposed to be any swindling or anything like that. It's supposed to be straight up, just a straight up fight. But the interesting thing about Tortuga, and to this day, they still believe that there are witch doctors there, but everybody knows of Blackbeard and Davy Jones. Two of the biggest names in pirate pop culture and history. A lot of people say that they did not go there, but there have been records on Tortuga that have been passed down from witch doctor to witch doctor that say that they secretly made passages there to talk to the witch doctors. And it was literally like if me and Jeremy were trying to look for some treasure and we were on different ships, if Jeremy got there first and paid the witch doctor to bless his ship to find it and tell him, okay, go look over here. There's a good chance treasure's over here. Once I see him leave, I could go in and pay her double to curse him. And that's the kind of thing that was going down there. And a lot of people say
these witches making bank, dude.
They were literally soothsayers, basically.
Yeah.
It's a win-win too, because if they're fake, then all it is like whichever one wins. Well, I blessed them, or well, I cursed them.
Yeah.
Either way, see, it's real.
Yeah, he paid me more, so I removed your blessing and put a curse.
The blessing was more powerful than the curse. So.
Yeah.
So Blackbeard didn't reign for a long time.
2 years.
Yeah, literally around 2 years that he just had open terror. A lot of people say that he went to Tortuga, made a deal with the head witch doctor that she would carry his baby, and in return, she would bless him for 2 years to be untouchable. And that's where you get literally, he did not care in battle. Like, he would just go after the biggest ship, fully believing nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing is going to
Wild.
to hurt me. A little while later, a man named Davy Jones tries to do the same thing with another witch doctor there. Basically makes a deal with her. He ends up dying, and that's where you get a lot of the lore, and it's all over the place with what you choose to believe, but that he is like locked in the underworld of the sea. And now he's destined to be in Tortuga every now and again. Like they say that they see him. But the reason why I wanted to talk about them, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it, but do you think, because the lore is that Blackbeard and Davy Jones still show up in Tortuga every now and again, their spirits do you think that if you made a deal with the devil or a deal with a witch doctor, that your soul could be trapped somewhere? Because recently there has been sightings of old ships that look like they're straight off the Pirates of the Caribbean around Tortuga. And they're saying, yeah, that's just Davy Jones, or that's just Blackbeard.
Well, this goes into the same conversation that we've had before about ghosts and about apparitions and stuff like that. And I can't deny necessarily what people are seeing, but I know that the body is made up of 3 parts: body, soul, spirit. Once the body dies, well, the body stays here on earth, and the soul is supposed to go be with God, awaiting judgment. And I believe, I don't know, man. I don't want to say heresy or nothing.
Do it.
Like you be a heretic?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say heresy.
Worst case scenario, we call you a heretic and kick you out of the church. Come on now.
Come on, say it.
So,
Is it possible that the spirit stays behind and
No,
the soul
get
goes?
out. Turn in your pastor's
All right,
son
guys,
card.
that's
Yeah. Because
No,
I mean,
maybe.
because Bible says it's appointed unto man once to die
yeah.
and await judgment.
And I mean, Samuel did get brought back.
And Samuel did get brought back, and he got brought back because the soothsayer, the witch, brought him back. So,
which that in itself is crazy.
yeah. So there's actual witchcraft that can do that.
Yeah.
But was he cursed beforehand? No, he wasn't cursed beforehand.
Yeah.
So, brother, I don't know.
So you know how our CIA makes deals where they're like looking into spiritual entities? There is record that to this day the English government will not acknowledge, but there are records in Haiti and on Tortuga that say that the English many, many times sent liaisons there to try and get like, look into my crystal ball type thing and see who's going to win the battle when they were racing against the Spanish. And we think that the CIA has just started doing this stuff. Now, this stuff's been going on forever.
Well, yeah, we talked about it one episode where the CIA was in communication with demons.
Yeah.
That was a couple months ago.
Yeah,
when
something
we talked
like
about that. So that was in the 60s and 70s when
Yeah.
they started communicating.
You know how we have like Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah.
That was basically Tortuga for a lot of the governments. Like if they needed something done, that was their black site. Because it was like nobody's going to believe in the, not the pirate world, but the normal side of the world. Nobody's going to believe whatever the pirates say.
I think we have a lot of black sites. Our U.S. government has a lot of black sites in main cities,
Yeah.
hidden in plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no evidence to support that. That's just my theory that I just now thought of.
I'm not saying Tortuga was the beginning of it, but it was popularized because of the lore.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the biggest black sites where if you needed somebody to get just taken away. Take them there, pay somebody whatever, and they just get rid of them like that. And if you want to talk to demons, you go there, and you get in touch with the voodoo doctors, the calypsos, if you want to say it that way. And then you end up creating like these bigger than life characters like Blackbeard and Davy Jones and all this stuff, which is insane to me because it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy where somebody believes nothing can happen to me and they go and they truly believe that and nothing happens to them. It's like, oh, it's real then. And then they have that much more faith in that religion or that witch.
Well, the mind is a powerful thing.
Exactly.
That's why we have placebos.
Yeah.
And sugar pills because of that.
Yeah.
If you believe that that something will work or something will heal you,
yeah,
then it is a much higher percentage of a chance that it will work.
If your faith in God activates him to move, the opposite's got to be true as well, right? Your faith in the dark side of things, in demons, can activate them to move.
Yeah, that's why all the ancients worshipped all kinds of demons, and they actually got power from them. Look at Egypt within the Old Testament.
Yeah,
they got all kinds of crazy power from worshiping their gods.
Yeah,
and their gods were demons.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because when I started looking into it, it was like, oh yeah, that was just the English black site that turned into a big legend because there were actual witches there and there were actual pirates that ended up taking it over.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I was really wanting to start getting into history of pirates and stuff like that because I did watch a video of Blackbeard, his travels and where he went to and stuff.
Yeah.
Within the 2 years, and it was really interesting. And then my algorithm didn't suggest any more pirate stuff, and I forgot about it.
Just gave you a drop and was like, nope.
Yeah. But it's super, super interesting.
A lot of the people that were
About
pirates
pirates.
started out just wanting to get away from the world.
Yeah.
Like they weren't actually like pillaging and plundering and doing crazy stuff.
America's first Navy was pirates. They commissioned pirates to join. Crazy. To fight the British.
Right from Tortuga.
Yeah.
But anywho, if you guys have anything to add about Tortuga, any facts, put them down in the comments section below. Also follow us on Spotify. We need to start pushing our Spotify. For some reason, we keep getting flagged, and I don't know why.
I don't know, man. We're not using any music or anything that's crazy, unless it's just stuff that we're saying.
Maybe.
But usually it's YouTube that flags you, not Spotify.
Yeah.
Over stuff
We've
like
had
that.
more issues with Spotify than anything else. I don't know why. But anyway.
Spotify is supposed to be the, quote, free speech, safe space.
Yeah, they got Joe
for podcasts.
Yeah. They got Ro Jogan.
Yeah.
But you guys have anything else to add before we close out this episode, Mr. Jeremy?
Don't do drugs.
You're very quiet on this. Do you not like pirates?
It's a rough thing being half pirate. No, I was just letting y'all talk. I was just letting y'all talk.
Whatever, Mr. Sexist. So
what?
Takes one to know one. I don't know why.
Duel right now. Duel.
Ting 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 ting.
Bang.
Now I'm gonna go home
Okay,
and watch Pirates of the
Indiana.
Caribbean.
No, I do you want me to track this out and say what I think?
Well, I mean,
Say
if
what
you
you
want to
think.
say what you need to say.
Get it
What
off
you
your
need to
chest.
say.
Yes, exactly.
I don't have anything to add.
Wow.
Do you guys?
That was the dragging it out.
His brain's hollow.
That's
No.
Earth, my friend.
Nay.
I gotta go get my head checked.
But
That scared you.
Yeah.
no, stuff's real. I think that it's possible.
What do you think about my a hypothesis of the soul goes to God and the spirit stays on earth. I think that's heresy. What I said. But what do you think?
I think I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I think there's a waiting room.
Okay.
There has to be because nobody's in heaven yet.
I don't believe that there are ghosts running around as far as like ghosts from people.
Yeah.
I don't think that's real. Although
There's compelling evidence to think some of it is, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Gone all kinds of stuff. I got to look into it biblically in order to have a sound opinion on it.
Food for thought.
I didn't know that Davy Jones was back.
He's back.
I didn't know that. I didn't hear about that.
Back in black.
I do know that he supposedly comes back every however many.
Yeah. Which
So
is that part of the curse that he made or a deal that he made? That was his curse.
Is he an octopus man that can't step
No,
on?
it's not that.
Oh.
They say he was a very good looking man. He was a privateer is what he would tell people he was. All right. Let's get ourselves out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast from. Thank you for joining us today. This has been Tinfoil Testament. We're going to see you in the next one.
bye.